Hello guys, welcome back to the second tutorial of this this series. So in this tutorial we're going to go over how to give the users the ability to upload images onto our website. So if you're new to this channel, or we are new to this series, well, we're trying to create a character like an application that can be able to, you simply send an image to the website, and the website will be able to decode the information in the image, and then you can translate that in text into different languages and other stuff like that, and also get an audio version. So you can check the first video on this and you can see how what you're trying to create. So in this tutorial we're going to go ahead and actually do the ability for the Flask drop zone, which is the drop zone that you're going to use to upload the files. Okay, so in the last tutorial, this is where we ended. In the last tutorial, we just created the front page and had all this. Okay, so now I'm going to, if I click on this link, I want it to take me to a page where I can upload my files, and then my files get uploaded to the web server. So let's go ahead and see how we can go about that. So one thing we need to do is we need to have we need to install Flask drop zone. Again, we installed this in the last tutorial, so if you don't have it installed, let's go ahead and try to do that again. So I'm going to copy this and then go to my terminal. I'm going to stop the server for now, clear this, and then simply paste that in there. So that is going to go ahead and make sure that you can see the requirements are already satisfied. So great. So make sure that you have Flask drop zone installed on your machine. So you need to import this. So you need to import this. So I'm just going to copy this and then go into my underscore init.py file, and then it's in my application, and then find that file here. I'm going to simply paste that here. So once I have that pasted there, I can simply go ahead and specify let's just go to the website and see what we need to now do. So we need to now instantiate this and simply pass in our Flask application, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna copy this. I can just go in here and simply paste that just below here after the instantiation of our Flask application. So once we have that done, that's all we need. So we also need to set up some configurations. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me set those configurations up. So to do that, I'm just going to go, let me just do that up here. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to do that here. So I'm going to say the underscore path, and then you're going to say os.path. So we need to import os. So let's go up here and import os. Okay, so I'm just going here and say import os. Great. So once I have that done, I'm going to say os.path, right, dot the name. So I'm going to get the name of the path, and I'm going to say os.path dot real path, and then in here I'm going to say underscore file. That's all. So this is going to return to us the directory path. Okay, once we have that, what I want to go ahead and do, once we have that, what I want to go ahead and do is simply say app.config and update. So app.config.update is going to be a function, and inside of this function we're going to pass in a couple of arguments. So and just not to waste time, we can also go ahead and copy and paste it from my GitHub, but let's go ahead and type this out so I can explain to you each line and stuff like that. So I'm going to say loaded underscore path, and this is the path where our images will be loaded to. So I'm going to say os.path.join. okay, I'm going to say the dir path, which is the root directory, so the dir path, and then I'm going to join this with static / uploaded underscore files dot I can just say uploaded files, and that's all. So we need to create that file right here. So in our static, I want to create a new folder inside of my static, and this is going to be called uploaded underscore files, just like that. So once I have this uploaded files inside of my static folder, right? So great. Let's pass in other arguments that we to this function. We're going to say drop zone underscore allowed underscore file underscore type. Okay, so this is going to be type, and this is going to be the following. So we're going to say allowed file type is going to say image. Okay, image files. Okay, so it's going to allow image files, and then you can also say drop zone underscore max underscore file underscore size. So max file size, you can just let's just say let's say 3. We can also say drop zone max files, and we can say that to be 1. So we can say drop zone underscore max underscore files, and this is going to be max files, and this is going to be simply 1. And then you can pass in audio underscore file underscore upload, and this is just a specification of mine that you're going to use later on. So let's just write it for now here. Upload, this is going to be os.path.join, and then in here I'm going to say the dir path, the dir underscore path, and then this is going to join with static /audio audio underscore file. So we're going to have a folder where we're going to keep all our audio files. So let's go ahead and create that folder. So instead of my static, I want to create a new folder called audio underscore files, just like that. For now we're not going to use this, but we'll come back to it just in a second. And also one thing I want to do is that whenever whenever we go to a certain part, whenever the image gets uploaded, we want to redirect our application to a different route, and you can specify that route here. So you can say app.config. This might be a bit confusing for you to now, for you for now, but just bear with me. I'll come back and explain to you all this just in a second. So you can say dropzone underscore redirect view. Okay, and this is going to be the following. So it's going to be decoded. So we're going to have a route called decoded. We are going to be uploading, we're going to be redirecting the user after the image has been, after the upload has been successful. You're going to redirect the user into this place right here. So after all of that, we have the instantiation of the drop zone. So once we have that done, we can simply go ahead and create another file called let's first go into a route and then develop that route before we proceed. So I'm going to have a route, and this route is simply going to for now return to me a simple template. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm simply going to say at app.route, and then in here what you're simply going to pass in here is going to be /upload. Okay, /upload, and then for now you can specify which methods we want. So we want a method, so we're going to say methods which can access this route. It's going to be a get, so it's going to be a post, and post must be capital, and post and the get method. For now we're just going to this is actually a list and not a dictionary. Yes, so let me just fix that there. So once we have that done, I will just go ahead and define the route function. So I'm going to say upload just here, and I'm going to just simply return render template, and I'm going to say I'm just going to upload return the simply going to return the upload.html. okay, and then I can pass in the title. The title we already discussed in the last video what the title is. So I'm going to say the title is going to be let's just say upload. Okay, yeah, so now once we have that there, we can just simply go ahead and create a file in our template called upload. So I'm just going to go into my template and then create a file called upload.html, and upload.html is going to be very similar to this. We're going to inherit it and then override the content of the layout.html file. So I'm going to simply say code block, pass in a code block, and you say extends, and then this is going to be layout.html, and then we have the code block here. So code block, and then you say block content, and then you can simply go ahead and end that block. So again, so say end block, just like that. So that's all we need to pass in. So I'm just going to simply return a h2 tag here. They say upload page, just like that. So just save that, and then let's check if our server is running. It's not, so let's run that server again. So Python, okay, I think this thing that did an automatic import somewhere. Let me try to see on which file this happens. So in our routes file, let's go ahead and fix that. Sometimes VS Code does this automatic import, which sometimes is really annoying. Just delete that. Yeah, so once I have that, let me go ahead and start my development server again. So it's running at localhost at port 5000. So I'm going to go in my browser and simply refresh my page and do let me just go back into my routes folder. So you're going to go to /upload. So that's the route, right? So I'm going to do here, I'm just going to say /upload and then access. So you can see we have the upload page right here. So what I want to do is to display the drop zone where a person can drop in a form and then the form gets submitted. So let's go and see how we can go about doing that. So the first thing we need to do is in our body tag. Let me just you can come back and read the documentation, but for now let me just go ahead and show you what you're going to do. So I'm just going to go into my VS Code, and in my VS Code, that's where we're going to specify how that upload file is going to look like. So let's go into our templates folder. Inside of our template, let's go into our layout. So inside of our layout, what you're going to look for in here, you're going to add in some certain information. So I'm just going to just above the head tag here, I'm just going to give a comment, and this is going to be drop zone. Okay, and this is going to be some drop zone content. And what you're simply going to do is pass in via two curly braces and say drop zone dot load underscore CSV. So it's going to load some CSV that comes with this CSS. Okay, so it's going to load some CSS that comes with this library. So we're just going to call that as a function. Then we're going to say drop zone dot style, and we're going to say border. This is going to be a string actually, so let's just copy this from my GitHub page so we don't avoid wasting time. So let me just get it from here, so just copy this right here, and that's all I need. Go make sure I copied that, and simply go ahead and paste it in here. So you can just pause the video and type this out, or you can find the link to this in the description. So once we have that, I'm now going to go into my upload file, and in here that's where we're going to specify we're going to show the drop zone area. Okay, so that's simply going to do. I'm going to get rid of this h1 here, so or you can just leave it. Let's just create a div actually. So let's just create a div and say justify hyphen content hyphen center, just like that. And in here we're going to have the text. Then there's to drop an image. So I'm going to also give a margin top of 4, and then in here I'm going to have a h4 tag, and this h4 tag we're just saying we're just going to say image files to get translated. Okay, let's say drop image files to get translated. So let me just keep it drop here. So drop. Yeah, so once I have that, that's all I need. So justify, I get the spelling of justify wrong, so justify content and then center. Yeah, so you can actually check if the server is running. It is. You can just go back in here and refresh this page, and yeah, we have it there. So once that's done, so once that we have that done, what I want to do is actually create the drop area here. So I'm going to create so I'm just going to use two curly braces and say drop zone dot create, and then here we're going to say action, and the action you're going to say upload, which route to upload to. So I'm going to say the upload function, right, the upload route. So and then here I'm going to go ahead and let me undo that. In here I'm going to go ahead and say drop zone dot load underscore JS, call that function, and it's going to load the JavaScript that comes with the library. So drop zone dot also going to say config, and it's going to load those configuration that you have set. So once we have that, is all we need. So let me just keep a bit of space here. So this is all we need. So now let me just go back in here and try to refresh this. So we have an error. Did you mean index? Let me just see where that error is. So this way, extends layout.html, and then block content drops on config. Could not build URL for endpoint decoded. Okay, the reason why is that we didn't have this decoded, and if you go back here, we see we have specified decoded in here. So for now, let me just comment this out. Let's just create an empty function for now. Let's say app dot route. So this is the route that will get redirected to whenever we decoded, whenever we upload an image. Okay, so you can specify the methods, and the methods can be a list. So we are going to specify the post method, and you're going to pass in also a get method. So once we have that, you can say a def, and then you're going to simply say decoded, and then here I'm just going to return hello world for now. So whenever you upload the image, you get redirected to this route. That just returns to as a hello world. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out. Let's check this server is running. The server stopped running, so clear the terminal, and then I'm going to start my development server again. So I have okay, this is actually called methods and not methods, so methods, and then I am going to restart my server again. So yeah, the server is running. So now you can simply go in here and try to refresh it. So you can see we have that drop. So you can simply click on this, and this will bring out an image, or you can drop and select the image file and then drop it, or you can just go ahead, select an image file, and then you can just drag and drop it in here. So you can simply drag and drop it in here, and you can see we get redirected to hello world. So now we're not doing anything with those image files. Okay, they're not being saved anywhere or anything. So now what I want to do, even if you're checking these folders, they're not being saved anywhere. So what I want to do is actually save those files. Okay, whenever the files get uploaded, I want to go ahead and actually save those files. Save those files, and then we can later do the OCR on it and then get the information from those files. So what I want to do is go ahead and do if is a post method. So if we say if request dot method equals to a post method. So if the request method is a string, a post method, then we want to do this. For now I'm just going to pass. No, I need to import request from Flask, so I'm going to pass in here request, just like that. So once I have that done, what I want to do first is to go ahead and actually save the file. So I'm going to say f is going to be request dot files dot get, and we're going to get the file that you want. So we're going to get the file, yeah, not files. Okay, so once I specify that, what I want to do, I want to simply, let me just keep a bit of space here. Let me also say else. If it's not a post method, then we want to do this else. Okay, indent that. Okay, so if it's a post method, we want to first get the file, and then after getting the file, I want to split the file based on two things. I want to get the file name and the extension of that file, extension, and this is going to be file dot file name dot split. So I want to split this based on the comma, because it's going to the file name is going to be maybe something dot js or jpg. Okay, so what I want to split it based on the comma, and this is going to return to us a list, right? It's going to add the first element of the list is going to be something which is the name of the image, and then the second one is going to be the image content, right? Which is, sorry, the image extension, which is going to be jpg, right? Something similar to this. So what I want to do right now, I want to generate a random file name myself, because I don't want to, if for example, let's say that you go on Twitter, right, and you upload a file, and the file has the name maybe let's say ronaldo.jpg, another person goes there and then also uploads the same maybe a different file completed but has a name of ronaldo.jpg. Now if both of them are stored in the server and you're trying to upload those images, then it will lead into conflicts, right? Because you have two images with the same file. So I want to generate a random text to replace those images. So image name, so I can say generated underscore file name, and this is going to be, I want to say import secrets. So let me just go ahead and import secrets. So I want to say import secrets, just like that, and secret can help us to generate some random text. So I'm going to say secrets dot token underscore hex. Okay, and then I'm going to simply pass in 10, and then you can simply pass in 20 if you want, and then I'm simply going to pass in the file extension. So I'm going to say I pass an s string, and I'm saying dot, and then the extension of that file. So extension of that file right here. So if you're not secret, let me just demonstrate you what secret does in Python. So I'm just go into the Python interpreter, and then you import secrets. So secrets dot token underscore hex, and pass in 10, and then run that. It's going to generate for us a random token hex like this. So that's what we're trying to achieve. So let me just exit out of this, exit, and then yeah. So that's what you're trying to generate here. You're trying to generate a random hex token that you're going to use as the file name, and then we add to it that extension. So that's a generated file name. So now that we have generated a random name for files, what we want to do right now is generate a file location and save the image in a given location. So I'm going to say file underscore location, location equals to, I'm just going to say os.path dot join, and then what I'm simply going to do, I'm going to say app dot config, and then in app.config, remember we specified this right here. It's called we called it upload path. So I'm going to refer to this one. So I'm going to copy this and go back in here. I'm referring to the upload path. Okay, so I'm going to pass in that here. So I'm going to get the upload path, and then I'm going to join with the generated file name. So the upload path points to the statics and then upload file. So any file we upload will be stored inside of this folder, right? So you're just pointing to this folder and then joining with the file name, so they will get the absolute path, right? So we also need to import OS here. So I'm going to go ahead and import OS, because we use OS right here. So once we have those done, what I simply want to do is to save my file. So I'm going to simply do f.save. and then call that, and then pass in the file location where you want to save that. So I'm going to simply pass in the file location. So that is going to go ahead and save that file for us. So let's go ahead and try to upload the file now. So let's check server is not running, and then run that again. So now I want to go in here into my front end, and then go back to uploads, and then uploads here, let me just refresh to make sure everything is up to date, and then click on this, and then let me just go to my desktop, and then go to media content. Let's try just to upload this image. Okay, so let's try to upload it and just get this. So let's see what we get for now. Let's check if the file has actually been uploaded, and you can see it has been uploaded right here inside of that folder. So the file got uploaded. So let me see, we have some warnings here. No, everything is fine for now. Yeah, so did not return a valid response. So now what you can do, simply do in here, sometimes give me an error. I don't know if there's a change in the version of this, but how we can solve go about that error is simply go ahead and simply give a redirect. So let me just undo that. So we need to do a redirect. So I'm going to say return redirect, and then redirect, you're going to simply say pass in a string here, decoded, and then /, right, just like that. So decoded, and make sure to import the redirect from Flask. It has been already imported for us. Great. So one that will deal with this warning that you are getting from here. Okay, so once we have that figured out and the file are being uploaded and being saved successfully, what I simply want to do is actually now do the technique of identifying the characters instead of the image that has been uploaded. I'm not going to go into depth over this because I already have a tutorial on how to read optical characters, right? So you can just watch that tutorial out and you can understand what I'm trying to do here. So what I want to do, I want to go first to import the necessary libraries that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and import the following. So I'm going to say import cv2. You're going to use cv2. You're going to import Tessaract. You're going to go ahead and say you're going to import numpy as np. I'm also going to, yeah, that's all we need for now. I can also import gTTS, but we'll use that later on. So this is all we need for now. So let's go ahead and do the processing of the image here to identify the characters that are within the image. So what I'm going to do in here, I'm just going to go ahead above before the return statement. My bad. So let me just delete all these unnecessary spaces. Just after we have uploaded the file, what I simply want to do is I want to identify all the characters in there. So I'm going to say p-Tessaract, and this is going to be p-Tessaract dot p-Tessaract, and then dot Tessaract, the Tessaract CMD, and in here is where we specify the part to that Tessaract library that the Tessaract library I told you to install, right? So we need to specify the path to it. So on different operating systems, the location is different. But for Windows, again, you can read on the documentation, it has all details. If you are confused, then go back and watch the last tutorial where I explained all over this. So we just have to say use for Linux is used as bin/Tessaract. So Tessaract. This is different if you're on Windows or MacBook, and for each operating system the documentation is there on how to get this path information. Okay, so once we have that done, I'm still going to go ahead and upload an image. So I'm going to cv2.imread. I'm going to read the file location, that the location in which we save the file, which is going to be this one right here. And then after doing that, I want to do convert the image. I want to do cv2.cvt color, and I'm going to pass in my image, and I want to convert the image into a BGR scale. So I'm going to I'm going to use the RGB scale. So it's going to be to RGB right here. Yeah, so we are converting the image into an RGB image because by default OpenCv works with the BGR scheme, so the B, the G, and the R, but we want the image in a RGB format, which stands for red, green, and blue color scheme, while the OpenCv uses the blue, the green, and then the red color scheme. Now we don't want that, we want the BGR scheme. That's why we're converting the image into the BGR scheme. Again, if you want in-depth explanation of this, I have this on my machine learning computer vision series, so feel free to check that out, and the link is going to be in the description. So I'm going to say p-Tessaract p-Tessaract.image. I'm going to say image to data, so it's going to convert the image to the different data. And again, I have explained all of this in that tutorial of introduction to optical character recognition. So I'm going to say for i, box in enumerate. I'm going to enumerate the boxes dot split lines, I'm going to split the line. So boxes does split line, and boxes is what we have right here. So boxes does split lines, and then what I want to do instead of this for loop, I'm going to say for I equals, if I equals to 0, what I want to do is continue. Okay, again, I explained all of this into depth in that tutorial of optical character introduction to optical character recognition, so you can go ahead and check that tutorial out. So it seems I have having an error here, so let me just okay, this is supposed to be if. Yeah, so once I have that done, I'm going to say box, and this is going to be boxes box dot split. I'm going to split this. Again, I just copied the code from that tutorial of optical character recognition, so feel free to check that tutorial out. So I'm going to say if the length of this and box equals to 12. Those guys who are coming from that video of optical character recognition, then you probably are familiar with this, right? So I'm going to say sentence, and this sentence is going to be a string, right? So I'm going to have a sentence here. So for each request to have a sentence, and it's going to be an empty string. So I'm going to just do this is going to identify all the characters, and so we're just iterating through to get all the characters. The space that not have characters means that it not have a length equals to 12, so we're not going to go into we're not interested in those that return, because it doesn't have a character inside. So we're only interested in the length where the length is 12, because the length is 12 contains a character. And again, I have an in-depth explanation on this on my introduction to optical character recognition tutorial, so check that tutorial out. So I'm going to get at 11th index, and then I want to add a space to it. So this is going to return to me each word, so I'm going to add each word to this sentence, and then after each word there will be a space, right? Yeah, so once I have that done, that's all I need. So I can just simply go ahead and simply just print sentence here on the screen. So once I upload, it's going to identify all the characters using optical character recognition, and then add them in form of a sentence, and simply print that sentence. So I can just do this indent here, so it's going to print all of them out, and then it's going to redirect us to the decoded. So let's try that out. So I'm just going to go in here, check if the server is running. Just clear terminal and start the development server again. Yeah, it's running. So go back in here, go back, refresh this to make sure everything is up to date. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop in that image again. So let me just find an image. Let me just click on this, click on this. I'm just going to upload this. So upload this. So once this is uploaded, now what it has returned me to a decoded page, right? So if I go into my my folder, I can see Marafiki Bora, and that is in the image that you have uploaded. So let's go ahead and show the image. So it's on my desktop, on media content, and then this is the image that we just uploaded, and you can see we have that right there. So you can see that is the exact text that is being displayed in the terminal, which is just Marafiki Bora. And then this is just a Kiswahili frame, as I told you at the beginning of this series. So now that you can see that the optical character recognition is working just fine, what I want to do after getting the sentence, let me just leave this for now. I don't want anymore need the file, so I can just simply remove the file and then simply pass in their file location. Since I'm done with the file, if I keep keeping on the file, it's gonna be expensive for storage, especially if you're working on a server. So I'm going to just delete this after every file has been uploaded. So let me just delete this to make sure this folder is clean, and then I'm also going to move this to the trash. So delete, and then move to the trash. So now you can see this folder is going to be empty. So even if I upload a new image, once you're done processing the image, you're going to now print the text, and then you're going to delete that file since we no longer need it. So I'm just go back and check if my server is running. It is. Let me just go in here, and then refresh this. And then in here, what I'm simply going to do is simply select this file. So select the file right now. The file is going to get redirected to hello world here. So in here, what I'm going to do in here, let me check if the text has been printed. Yeah, Marafiki Bora, which was the name of which was the content of that image. And you can also open up the image, and this is the image, and you can see that file. So we can see the text on that image. So now you can see that there's nothing inside of the upload file. So because once you're done with the file, you're going to delete everything of the file, and then we direct you to this page right here. So great, everything was as expected. So what I want to do right now is actually, once the text is decoded, what I want to do is to redirect the user to the decoded page. And inside of the decoded page, what we can do is show that inside of a form, and inside of that form, the users can pass in different details. So that's what we're going to cover in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial so far, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.